Hi everyone, here I am. Okay, we might have some fun today. Now, my last video, everybody, I repotted 2 new orchids I've got from Rosemary from Kamloops, and they had come in bark, which I seldom get because I usually change them from moss to bark. And the little one, this one, watering day was Wednesday. Now, all the orchids out in the patio, because we're under an extreme heat thing, they got I filled my watering can twice, and little bits of water into each one to hold them till Wednesday, because it'll be very hot, and I want to take you out there later. But these 2 have been in, they have not been outside, and the little one that had the 4 spikes with flowers is totally fine. It is doing totally fine, and they never got any water this morning, although I could give them a little, but I'm doing this video and I wanted to see how they are. So this one is fine. And this shows you that just because you have a problem with an orchid doesn't mean that it was you. Because when I did the little orchid with the 4 spikes and I took it out and repotted it, the roots were totally fine. But when I did this one, the roots were, if you go back and look at the video where I took this one out of the pot, there was a lot of rotten roots, very rotten. So it may have been in the store a little longer, because that's something you don't know when you buy one. And the leaves, which still look totally fine, this one has a split in the leaf right here. I'll show you a close-up later, but they're still firm. But I have never, ever seen an orchid that is all the flowers dropped off. These are the 2 that are left before I did this video. And the stem is dying back to here already. And I'm going to show you a close-up of that. And let me get my scissors, and let me just put them over the gas heat for 1 second. So I was shocked, and I thought, well, I'm gonna share my shock with you guys, because it's important. Because I have never seen this. I have changed from moss to bark and never lost flowers. Definitely not more than 1 or bud or 2. Never. I have never experienced this. Never. And I kept the same bark and only added a little bit of bark that I had left in my bag that I'm still waiting for my new bark. And if you were to watch that video, you'd see that. So it never got any drastic changes that could cause this, because usually they have more changes than this one got. So I thought the best thing to do is, first we're going to cut this spike off. I probably should have done it sooner, but I did want to wait until I could share this with you. So I'm cutting it a couple inches from the base. And I'm going to just take these little clamps off, because, you know, sometimes I use those little clamps. There's some really different ones, and this one is like that. I save these little clamps because you can use them on house plants. If it's a vine house plant, you can use them. And I often do, and I can show you that later too. So I'm just going to put them down there. And This is dead, and it is dying back to there. Now, I've never seen anything like it. I really haven't. So let's put that over there. Now, I just thought, because it being so strange, and if I look into my glass vase, I can see a little bit of humidity here. So some of the bark that was still with the orchid. Okay, what happens with bark is, if it's fairly new bark, and I always soak it for 3 days at least in Kelly Magic and seaweed extract. So about a teaspoon of each, and stir it up, and I soak it and I stir it around during the 3 days. So I left that bark in there, but the older bark, because bark when it's new, even if you soak it 3 days, it's hard for it to get to wick moisture from one piece of bark to the other. Therefore, it's drier quicker. So older bark is the opposite. It will help, it will start to, because it's breaking down, the moisture will transfer out into the pot. But let's have a look at this, because I want to see. Okay. Okay, I don't have to take everything. It's even worse. Now, I left the bark. I could see something is wrong. And you saw how much bark I picked off, how much rotten roots I picked off. And I never, it hasn't been, this is not good. This is, I could tell something, this is not from any different care than my orchids usually get. And the top part, and I want to show a close-up of this bark too. I'll leave this here. The bottom part of the bark was mostly the old bark that was holding some moisture. But this isn't all from that, and I would love your ideas on this, because I've never had this happen. And I have moved all, it's nothing to do with the glass vase, I have moved all my orchids before. And plus, this had roots like this before. It was previously dying from something, in my opinion. But let's go bring it over a little closer so you can see. Okay. This is what you call interesting. So, the same as the other roots. These were already going, but this is how the other roots were. This is not good. I couldn't believe it. Look at this. And this is how the other roots. Now this is only, now I'm not sure how long. This has been not very long. This is not from my care. From nothing I did. This was like this before. All these, there were the old ones. This is, they were already going to go, and they just continued. They were going like the rest of them. And I think probably in the store, it was there a little longer than the one with 4 spikes, and this went on too long. So the only good roots I have left are these. They're hard. This is why this orchid was struggling. So let me I'll show you a close-up of that later, because we will be going outside. So here we are. Here we are. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to leave this laying here because I want you to see this and this, and then I'll be putting it back in the pot. So I want you to see exactly how this is. And the leaves are good. So we may just, if we're lucky, I don't even like the look of the ones that are hard. I'll tell you, I don't. So, this is what can happen. Now, I want to take you, I could put it back in, but I wanted to share this with you because this was the normal bark. So it shouldn't have been wet because this bark at the top was mostly my bark with the normal bark on the bottom. I had cork for air holes, which I have for all of them. And so I'm going to show you a close-up this, and after the video on my own, I'll be repotting this back in here. I want to show you this up close. And this orchid here, same story, different situation. So I think this orchid was even, like I had pulled so many roots off, they were continuing to go. It was something that wasn't going to stop. So anyway, I'm not blaming myself because I've done this a million times and never had this happen. No matter what, moss to bark, bark to bark, changing pots, never seen anything go down so quick. So I want to show you what's in spike, what isn't. I want to take you out. We're in a real heat event, an early spring heat event with lots of warnings. And I want to show you how I'm handling those. Like I said, I did give my orchids halfway through from Wednesday, so Sunday approximately was today. Then I did give them a little bit of water each, just with the watering can. Just because it is so hot and so dry. So then I want to show you the garden and what else is happening out there. So let me get there. Okay. Always something to learn, always something happening. Okay, let me just get a good hold of this first without doing something I shouldn't. Okay, I'll put this aside. So these were the roots. And these are the little clips. And I save all kinds of clips, and I'll show you how I'm using some of them, but those ones were kind of nice. These are definitely no good, exactly like the ones I took off. And the leaves, as you can see, this one had a split, which was from before, but they're still firm. I think it can be saved. Okay, let's go around, and we'll look in the window there after. So, here we are on this side. Now, this is the one with the 4 spikes. And I think I saw one bud was dropped. That was it. There's another one opening, and inside, it'll take a while to adjust, but it will be totally fine, I can tell. So, now here, this bark here, being I watered Wednesday, there's some of the old, that's the dark bark, in with my bark. And it's not too wet. It hasn't cost that. And the roots hadn't got down into the bark down here, which is damper. It hadn't got into them. And it was mixed too with half and half. And so that wasn't the problem. But these I thought should be greener. There's another dead piece I'll clean off before I put it. I can only hope that, you see this is from before. This is quite black and dry. This one's no good. It is not looking good. I'm hoping I can save it. But the leaves are still firm. So I'm going to repot it and hope for the best. I'll probably be putting it outside. And look at this. Like, this was the stem, and it had already died back where you see it lighter. It had already died back a long way. Okay. So anyway, that's a little interesting thing that can happen, and it does and did happen. Okay, now we're going to look in this window. Now, I have blinds in the back, which I have been closing in the late afternoon because this is a west window. And this orchid, which flowered on last year's spike all winter, actually it double branched on last year's spike, it decided to send up this spike. And let's see if I can turn it. There. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. And the top is dry. I haven't watered these ones like I gave the others extra water. And then here, this one flowered in the winter on this spike. You can see there was even some cinnamon still on there. But this was a new spike, and now it's having another go at it. It's sending up. It's also getting a new leaf. So that's from this side. That's one of my traffic cones I painted and drilled holes in. Oh yes, and here, as you can see, I use little clamps from the orchids to let this vine grow where I want it to grow. So I have the humidifier going there. Okay, let's go outside. Now I usually have the double curtain here because this room does get warm. So let's check. Here it says it's 93 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. And we get sun in this window because this is the east window in the morning. And other than that, they're protected the rest of the day from any direct sun. They're just getting reflected light from all the windows. And of course, there's the shade cloth. So what's happening here? This is a one from the winter still in flower out here in the heat. And there's leaves coming and good root growth coming. And this is the one that had the basil keiki. I'll show you way in there. And it's getting nice big leaves and a new leaf. And I have the oncidiums on the back here. They get more sun in the first morning, even through the curtain. And all these got a little bit of water this morning. So, and up here, we have Minnie Mart. She's got another flower opening. And the roots are looking nice. That's Minnie Mart. And this is Georgia Pearl, whom I named after Georgia, a wonderful subscriber that did send me this beautiful orchid. And she's still in flower out in this heat. And the dendrobium I got from Rosemary. Even though it flowered on all these earlier, it's twice it sent out more flowers since then. It is beautiful. Now I need to cut this spike off. There's one flower left from winter. Okay. And up here are the orchids doing good. I can see the roots and the growth. And I want to show you over here. Stand on the stairway. So here we have some flowers. They're nice and waxy, very waxy. And here, one bud did fall off of here. I had the fan on hot, too hard, but the other two I think are okay. And this one's been in bloom for a long time. So that's what's happening. It will be even hotter here before the day goes on. We just finished lunch. There's my messy table with projects. He's getting painted. He's waiting. I'm a little behind on some things. Okay. So, I want to show you the yellow peonies, and I have daisies about to come out. And here, in the shade, this is still in the shade, and it's saying 85 here in the shade. So, it's hotter in the, it's usually by about 10 degrees hotter in the solarium. It's going to go up to 100 before the day is over. For spring, that's a lot. Here's the yellow peonies. I was cutting off some of the heads already. It is beautiful, though. There is some hummingbirds around. This is where I do my laundry. So it's an old, we got this at the thrift store, and Jack drilled little holes so it doesn't hold water. And it's very handy. I see some lavender coming here. So, quick look at the garden, the tomatoes. And these ones are doing good. And the garlic. I've been eating broccoli. And I always cut the top one off and then just let the bottom ones keep growing. And so they're future meals. And a lot of strawberries. Strawberry shortcake. And I gave the leaf lettuce that was here a lot the chickens, and then we ate. And I've been eating romaine lettuce lately. Cucumbers are growing. So nice and easy to look after. Very nice. And it is hot up here. Probably a lot hotter than in the shade down there. So here, of course, these ones got an early start because they've been in the greenhouse. And they're very healthy. And we've been eating a few here and there. But yeah, the tomatoes here were planted out here. And they got a real good start. And I've got all these strings for the cantaloupe to grow up. Oh dear. And I have a fan on. Blowing hot air. It's hot in here. I'm getting out. Okay. And then there's some big lilies about to open, and they're not open yet. And some flowers. And these flowers were pots I made, and they're getting quite nice. And the apricots are also coming. Not any birds. I don't know. The birds are not here, and that's not good. Hi, girls. They got that shady spot from the roof, and they love coming outside. Don't you? You love coming outside. Has anybody laid another egg? Maybe we should go check. I got 2 eggs this morning. So, let's go check. Let's go check. Maybe somebody's in there. Oh, Little Red, she's got a dust bath going here. And there's another one got a dust bath going there. So let's see if there's any more eggs in here. Let me look. Oh, there is. There's a green one. Or a blue one. That's our Americana. She makes beautiful, clean, very nice eggs. One more to go. One more little egg to go. One more little egg to go. Yes, you're good girls. It's nice. You got a nice home, don't you? Yes, you do. Yes. I know we spoil you. Oh, you look cozy. Yeah, you look cozy. That's the chickens. And we'll do a little trip down the front. So, while I hold the egg and don't break it. Okay. That's the back of the eagle we made. Chicken wire eagle. It's hot here. This is where it gets hot, the front of the house. That's for sure. So, I haven't put the flowers out here much this year, just cutting costs. So, just thought I'd show you. This is all easy care, never any weeding, and everything that comes up here doesn't even need watered. It's quite happy. Now there should be, I put some seeds in there, nothing happening. But I did put one flower pot here, and in here I put 2 this year. And they smell scented. These little flowers I put in the center, they grow taller. I forget the name of them, but they smell wonderful. You can smell them. I'm going to get them again. You can smell them the minute you come. Now, if I go to the greenhouse on the way back, I'll get the name of them if anyone's interested. So, yes, it's hot out here. There's not a doubt that it is. So, and there's our eagle. He's had that snake for a few years now. Through snow and everything. Still standing, flying. There's Maggie. I left the gate open. Maggie's a good girl too. What you doing, Maggie? Huh? What you doing? This is what goes on here. Huh? Let's close the gate. There. Safe. What I do, when they're not in it, and at night I hose all this down and keep it clean. So that's a good thing. Let me see if I can find a little card for that because it's so beautiful. I keep them so that when I want to start some seeds next year and have my own, I can. And I threw, let me put the egg down. I put all, here it is. It's a Romance mulberry. So it is full sun, and it's not getting full sun in there, but it's upright, planting to hard frost, 10 to 18 inches tall. So it's supposed to flower till fall. So yeah. So there we go. So I'm going to pick up that egg in a minute. And there's life in Salmon Arm today. Yes, hot, 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 hot. Bye for now.